You're sitting across from a guy, you're not doing anything over the top, you're not trying hard, you're just being yourself. You lean back in your chair, smile a little, maybe tilt your head in that way you don't even think about, and suddenly he shifts in his seat. His eyes linger a little too long, his voice lowers, and you can almost feel the tension in the air. You didn't touch him, you didn't say anything provocative, and yet something changed. That right there is the moment where 95% of men get turned on. And the wildest part, it wasn't about you being perfect or dressed a certain way or following some rule book. It was about something much deeper, something you do without even realizing. See, attraction isn't this complicated puzzle we think it is. Men aren't sitting there analyzing every detail. They're creatures of instinct. They respond to energy, to presence, to tiny signals that bypass logic and go straight to desire. Most women underestimate the power they already hold because they assume men only notice the obvious, the way you look, what you're wearing. But the truth is, men are wired to respond to subtler, more powerful triggers. It's in the way you carry yourself, the way you tease with your smile, the way you speak with just enough pause to make him wonder what's coming next. Those little things, they make his brain short circuit in the best way possible. And ladies, let me be real with you. This isn't about being manipulative, and it's definitely not about changing who you are. It's about recognizing the hidden strengths you already have. When you understand what naturally draws a man in, you stop overthinking, you stop second guessing, and you start to enjoy the dance of attraction. Because when a man feels that spark, when you unknowingly press those buttons, he doesn't just notice you, he can't stop thinking about you. That's the kind of presence that lingers long after the conversation ends. So tonight, I want to show you exactly what those triggers are. The 5 things that, whether you realize it or not, flip the switch in 95% of men and make them feel that surge of desire. And once you see how powerful these are, you'll never again wonder if you're enough, because you'll know you already are. Now let's talk about it. But I'm not talking about the kind of confidence that comes from walking into a room like you're on a runway or throwing out some loud, over-the-top energy that screams, "Look at me." No. The confidence that drives men absolutely wild is quieter, sexier, and way more powerful. It's what I like to call subtle confidence. Picture this. A woman walks into a cafe. She's not dressed to the nines. She's not trying to get anyone's attention. She orders her drink, takes a seat, pulls out a book or her laptop, and she's just at ease. She's not looking around to see who's noticing her. She's not fidgeting with her hair nervously. She's simply comfortable in her own skin. Now, here's what happens. Men notice. They always notice. But it's not the outfit. It's not the makeup. It's the aura. It's the way she carries herself that says, "I know who I am, and I don't need to prove it to anyone." That right there is intoxicating. You see, men are drawn to women who seem self-assured because it signals something rare in today's world: security. It tells him you're not seeking validation, you're not desperate for attention, you're not bending over backwards to impress. Instead, you're grounded. And let me tell you, when a man feels that, it's like an electric jolt. He may not even be able to articulate why he's suddenly curious, why he's leaning in more, why his thoughts just shifted, but it's happening. Subtle confidence shows up in the tiniest gestures. It's the way you hold eye contact for just a second longer than expected, and then look away with a little smile. That tiny act sends his imagination racing. It's the way you laugh fully, without covering your mouth, without apologizing for taking up space. It's the way you walk, not in a rush, but with a steady rhythm that says, "I belong here." Even when you're quiet, even when you're listening, your presence feels assured. And men, they go crazy for it. Now, here's the funny thing. A lot of women think they need to act confident to be attractive. They imagine they have to play a role or exaggerate their personality or put on this front of being bold and fearless. But men can sense when it's real and when it's forced. The sexiest confidence isn't loud, it's effortless. It's not about being the loudest voice in the room. It's about being the woman who can sit in silence and still command attention. And here's the part I really want you to hear. Subtle confidence isn't about perfection. In fact, sometimes it's the little imperfections that make it even sexier. When you trip on your words but laugh at yourself instead of blushing. When you admit you don't know something without apologizing for it. When you show that you're human, but you're comfortable being human. That kind of authenticity is irresistible because it tells a man, "I'm not here to prove anything. I'm already enough. And let me tell you, 95% of men don't just notice that. They feel it in their chest. It makes them lean in. Think about the last time you were around someone who radiated that ease. Didn't you feel calmer around them? Didn't they make you curious? That's the same effect you have on men when you embrace subtle confidence. It's not about being the most beautiful woman in the room. It's about being the most grounded. That's what makes him restless. That's what makes his mind wander in directions you can only imagine. So the next time you catch yourself worrying about whether your hair is perfect or whether your outfit is trendy enough, stop. Instead, focus on this. How can I relax into myself right now? How can I show up as the woman who is unapologetically present, comfortable, and radiant just as she is? Because the moment you step into that energy, you've already done more than enough. You've lit the fire. And believe me, he feels it. Men are physical creatures. We live in our bodies. We respond to touch in ways that sometimes bypass every logical thought in our brains. And here's the thing most women don't realize. It doesn't take a dramatic move to make him feel something. In fact, it's the subtle, playful touches that make his entire nervous system light up. Imagine you're on a date. He says something funny, and without even thinking, you place your hand on his arm as you laugh. It's natural, it's quick. But in that 1 second, his body goes into overdrive, his brain releases dopamine, his heart rate kicks up, and he feels this spark of intimacy that wasn't there a moment before. To him, that light touch isn't casual, it's electric. And here's the magic it tells him without a single word: I'm comfortable with you. I trust you enough to close this little gap between us. That's all it takes for 95% of men to feel that surge of attraction. You don't need to drape yourself over him. You don't need to cross any boundaries. The power is in the tease. A brush of your fingers when you hand him his drink, letting your knee graze his under the table for just a second longer than necessary, even guiding him through a crowd with your hand lightly pressed to his back. These gestures are so small, but they scream volumes. They say, I'm aware of you, I'm inviting you closer. And men, they live for this. A guy might forget the words you said on the date, but he will not forget how it felt when your hand lingered on his shoulder, or when you leaned in so close he caught the warmth of your breath near his ear. Those moments are burned into his memory. They become the anchor for desire. Now, here's what separates playful touch from overdoing it. It's not constant. It's not desperate. It's not you clinging to him or always finding excuses to be in his space. That kills the effect. Playful touch is about contrast. It's about creating tension. You give him a spark, then you pull it away. You let his imagination run wild with questions like, was that intentional? Did she mean to do that? Does she even realize how crazy that made me feel? That uncertainty is where the desire lies. Let me tell you a secret most women don't hear enough. Men are starved for gentle, intentional touch. Outside of romantic situations, men rarely experience it. So when you offer it, even something as small as brushing lint off his jacket or fixing his collar, it stands out. It feels different. It feels intimate. And because it's rare, it becomes even more powerful. Think about it. He's probably been on dates where the conversation was fine, where she looked beautiful, where everything seemed okay, but nothing stuck. Then he meets you, and during a moment of laughter, you casually rest your hand on his chest for just a second. Or you lean close to whisper something instead of saying it out loud. He doesn't just notice it. He replays it in his mind when he's lying in bed later that night. That's the kind of memory that makes him want to see you again. The truth is, touch is one of the oldest forms of communication we have as humans. It bypasses words, it bypasses logic, and it creates a bond faster than any clever line ever could. When done with playfulness and confidence, it makes a man feel connected to you on a primal level. So the next time you're with someone you like, don't underestimate the power of a simple, light touch. Let it be quick, let it be natural, let it be playful. Because while you may forget you even did it, I can promise you this, he won't. In fact, he'll be thinking about it long after the date is over. And that's exactly what makes him come back for more. Now, let's talk about one of the most powerful tools you have in attraction, the element of mystery. And when I say mystery, I don't mean playing games or pretending to be someone you're not. I mean creating a magnetic pull that keeps a man leaning in, keeps him curious, keeps him thinking about you long after you've left the room. Mystery is intoxicating because men are wired to chase, to explore, to uncover. And when you leave just a hint, a whisper, or a shadow of something more, it awakens that primal need to pursue. Imagine this. You're having a conversation with a guy. You don't spill every detail about your life. You answer his questions, but you answer them in a way that makes him want to know more. You smile at the right moment. You tilt your head just slightly. You pause before responding. That pause, that hesitation, it's not uncertainty on your part. It's deliberate. It's playful. It signals, I'm here, I'm present, but there's more beneath the surface. And let me tell you, that is an absolute turn on for 95% of men. Mystery is not about withholding for the sake of manipulation. It's about holding space for intrigue. When you reveal everything at once, the magic disappears. Attraction thrives on a slow burn. Let him discover you piece by piece. Let him feel like he's uncovering something rare, something valuable, something only he has the privilege to explore. Because here's the truth, nothing creates longing faster than a woman who doesn't give herself away immediately. It's subtle, it's sexy, and it's incredibly effective. Think about the way you dress. It's not about revealing everything. It's about suggestion. A glimpse of skin here, a whisper of a neckline there, a confident curve that's hinted at but not fully shown. That suggestion sparks imagination. Men are visual and instinctive, and when you leave space for that imagination to work, you become unforgettable. Mystery makes him think, I want to know her. I want to see more. I want to understand her. It also shows up in conversation. Don't feel pressured to share every thought, every feeling, every experience. Speak with intention. Share stories, but leave out one or two details that make him curious. Laugh, but don't explain every reason. Compliment, but don't overshare about yourself. The pauses, the little teasing smiles, the unanswered questions, they all create a pull that's impossible to resist. And here's the beautiful thing, mystery doesn't mean you're cold. It doesn't mean you're distant or unattainable. It means you value yourself, you know your worth, and you're not giving everything away too soon. Men sense this, and it makes them want to invest their attention, their energy, and yes, their desire into getting to know you. It triggers a chase that feels playful, exciting, and deeply satisfying. The element of mystery also protects your power. When you allow a man to chase the layers of who you are, he never grows bored. There's always something new, always something intriguing, always something that keeps him thinking about you when he's alone. And let's be honest, that's exactly what keeps him coming back, leaning in and wanting more. So embrace the unknown, celebrate the parts of yourself that aren't immediately revealed. Speak, laugh, touch, and move with confidence, but let him uncover you slowly. Because when you master the art of mystery, you're not just attracting him, you're making him want you in a way that's unforgettable, irresistible, and uniquely yours. Now, let's talk about something every woman has, but few truly understand how to use: feminine energy. And no, I'm not talking about being soft, shy, or passive. Feminine energy is a power of presence, a vibe. It's the energy that draws a man in without him even realizing why. It's playful, it's warm, it's magnetic, and it's one of the strongest tools you can use to make men want you, not just physically, but emotionally. Feminine energy is about presence. It's about being fully in the moment and showing that you're alive, vibrant, and expressive. Men are wired to respond to energy, not explanations. When you enter a room radiating calm, joy, and a little mischief, he notices it immediately. It's in the way you tilt your head when you're listening, in the way your laughter fills a space, in the way your eyes sparkle when you're intrigued. These are not just small gestures. They're signals that tell a man, I'm here. I feel deeply, I'm alive, and that makes him lean in, that makes him want to be closer. Here's the thing most women don't realize: masculine energy is about action, about logic, about drive. Feminine energy is about feeling, connection, and flow. And when a man senses that you're tuned into your own feelings, it triggers something primal. He feels it in his chest before he even understands it in his mind. Your presence, your energy, your vibe, it's intoxicating. Men don't just want a woman's attention, they want to feel her energy. Feminine energy also shows up in the little, playful ways you interact. A teasing smile across the room, a subtle flick of your hair, a soft laugh that invites him in. These are not superficial acts. They are signals of warmth and approachability wrapped in magnetism, and men respond to it instinctively. It's almost like you're broadcasting a silent message: I'm comfortable, I'm playful, and I enjoy life. That energy makes him feel alive too. It awakens desire without you saying a word. Another key aspect of feminine energy is receptivity. This isn't about being passive, it's about allowing a man's energy in without resistance. When you show appreciation, when you genuinely respond to what he's saying, when you mirror his enthusiasm, it creates a subtle connection that feels electric. Men notice it. They feel it. They can't ignore it. And the more you lean into your natural feminine energy, the more he finds himself drawn to you, wanting to be near you, wanting to engage with you on every level. And here's the secret: feminine energy is sustainable. You don't have to constantly perform or be loud or extravagant to have it. It's about being aware of your presence, your energy, and the way you express yourself. The more you allow yourself to feel, laugh, move, and connect with joy, the more magnetic you become. It's effortless, yet incredibly powerful. So if you want to captivate him, remember this: embrace your feminine energy fully. Be playful, be warm, be expressive, be present. Lean into your laughter, your curiosity, and your emotional depth, because when you do, you're not just attractive, you're unforgettable. And that's the kind of woman men can't stop thinking about. Now, let's talk about one of the most overlooked, yet incredibly powerful elements of attraction: authentic passion. And no, I'm not talking about the kind of passion you fake because you think it will impress him. I'm talking about the kind of passion that comes from being alive, from caring deeply about something, from letting your enthusiasm for life shine through. Men are drawn not just to how a woman looks, they're drawn to the fire inside her, to the energy that can't be contained, to the moments when she's fully herself. That's what makes them stop, notice, and want more. Think about it. When a woman talks about something she truly loves, whether it's her career, her hobby, a dream she's chasing, or even just a guilty pleasure show, her whole energy shifts. Her voice takes on a warmth, her eyes light up, her gestures become more animated. That shift is magnetic. Men don't consciously think, oh, I like her energy. Instead, they feel it in their chest. They feel drawn to it, pulled toward it, and yes, they get turned on by it, not just physically, but emotionally. Authentic passion communicates a very powerful message. It says, I'm alive, I have a life, I have interests, and I care about them deeply. That message triggers desire because it shows you have substance, depth, and self-fulfillment. A man may meet dozens of women who look beautiful or act charming, but a woman with real passion, she stands out instantly. She becomes unforgettable because she's living in a way that is contagious. He wants to be part of that energy, to share in it, to see more. Here's another key point. Passion is attractive because it's exclusive. Not everyone has it. Not everyone shows it authentically. When you demonstrate your passions without apology, without shrinking yourself to make him feel comfortable, it communicates confidence and self-worth. It's sexy because it shows you're a woman with her own fire. And he's not the source of that fire. He's just invited to witness it. That distinction is crucial. Men don't want to feel like the center of your universe all the time. They want to feel like they're part of it, like they've been allowed in to experience something extraordinary. And passion isn't limited to big achievements or ambitious dreams. It can be found in the little things. The way your eyes light up when you talk about your favorite book, the way you laugh fully when describing a funny moment, the way you savor the things you love. Men notice these details, even if they don't say it out loud. Those moments create a connection that is far more powerful than physical attraction alone. Passion makes him feel alive around you, like he's stepping into a world that's bigger, brighter, and more exciting just because you're in it. Finally, authenticity amplifies passion. Don't pretend to care about something just to impress him. Men can sense insincerity. It's like a switch turning off instantly. True passion, even for something small, is irresistible because it comes from the heart. When a woman is fully herself, fully engaged, fully alive, she becomes magnetic, and that's what makes a man chase her. Think about her and remember her long after the encounter. So here's your takeaway: let your fire shine. Speak about the things that excite you, laugh at what brings you joy, move through life with curiosity and enthusiasm. That energy is addictive, it's sexy, it's unforgettable, and it's the kind of passion that makes a man want to be part of your world, and maybe, just maybe, want to stay there for a long time. We've talked about subtle confidence, the power of playful touch, the irresistible pull of mystery, the magnetic force of feminine energy, and the fiery draw of authentic passion. Each of these elements alone is powerful, but when you combine them, you create a presence that men can't ignore. You're not trying too hard. You're not performing. You're simply leaning into the qualities that make you naturally magnetic, that make him notice you, desire you, and want to be closer to you. Remember, attraction isn't about tricks or manipulation. It's about embracing who you are, celebrating your energy, and showing up fully in the world. Confidence is sexy, but effortless touch can spark chemistry in seconds. Mystery keeps him intrigued. Feminine energy draws him in on a deeper level, and authentic passion that makes you unforgettable. These are the tools that allow you to move through your interactions with men, not chasing them, but letting them chase you, drawn by the irresistible woman you already are. So here's what I want you to do. Start noticing how you show up every day. Play with these elements. Experiment with subtle touches, with holding back a little, with leaning into your energy and your passions. Watch how men respond, not because you're trying to control them, but because you're fully embracing your power. And now I want to hear from you. Which of these 5 secrets are you most excited to try? Comment below, share your stories, and don't forget to subscribe, because next time I'm going to reveal the hidden things that make men fall truly, deeply in love and stay in love. This is your moment. Own it.